Hey everyone, welcome back to the Understanding WordPress Post Metabox course. We're going to talk about understanding metaboxes. Specifically, we're going to take a look at existing metaboxes and what's possible with them, as well as their positioning within the dashboard. We're also going to cover a brief talk as to what we'll be building throughout the course so that you guys know what to expect as we get into writing code. Now, one of the most important things to me is that you guys understand what metaboxes are within the context of WordPress, because how are you going to know what to build and what's possible if you don't know what's already available and what's present within WordPress? So let's open our web browser, and if you're not already on your local host's installation of WordPress, go ahead and log in. Once you've logged in, you should land on the dashboard. And as we covered in the previous lesson, there are two metaboxes already on the dashboard. There's right now, and there's plugins, and this is what's present after we've cleaned up a little bit. But most of us spend time in the post and or pages editor, so let's go ahead and go to the all posts, and let's look at one of the most recent posts being the Hello World post, and we'll click on edit. Now, you notice here's the post editor, and the post editor consists of the title, the permalink, the associated buttons, as well as the actual editor and the add media button. That's the post editor. Everything you see off to your right are considered metaboxes. This includes the featured image, the tags, the categories, the post formats, if your theme supports it, and the publish metabox. Now, click on screen options, and let's choose excerpt, send trackbacks. Let's click on discussion, comments, and that'll be good for now. So let's close the screen options and let's scroll down again. Below the post editor, you'll see a few more metaboxes. There's the excerpt, there's the trackbacks, there's the discussion, and there's the comments. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because metaboxes are not just relegated to the right-hand side of the screen. And they're also available here below the post editor. And they can be, of longer width. If they're in the right-hand sidebar, they can be shorter width. And you can also control their positioning. So for example, if I wanted to put categories above format, I can click and drag and do that, but I can also programmatically set their priority. And we're going to take a look at that when we get into the Metabox API. But for now, I'm going to put everything back like it was. Now, metaboxes are powerful. It's not just a simple matter of allowing to have a few things here or a few things there, such as input boxes or maybe a checkbox here, but instead you can include just about any HTML element that you can think of. This includes buttons, spans, paragraph tags, bold tags, anchors. You can include images, you can include checkboxes. Obviously there's text areas. You can have dynamic tags here that are available. And you can even have images. On top of that, you can do things like upload files. You can do AJAX related functionality. So if someone enters in something in a text box and then you want to save it via AJAX, you can do that as well. And so there is a lot of really neat stuff you can do with metaboxes. Don't underestimate their simplicity simply because they aren't as powerful, or they don't appear to be as powerful as something such as the post editor. Now, obviously, we've taken a very quick and a very high-level survey of metaboxes. Before we proceed, I would like to take a look at the Codex article on the Metabox API. This will give us some ideas of the type of code that we're going to be working with as we move forward throughout the rest of this lesson. So, navigate your browser to the WordPress Codex article on adding metaboxes. Specifically, the URL is codex.wordpress.org/function_reference/add_meta_box. And this is a good Codex article because it includes as much information as it possibly can around metaboxes. But right now, we're interested in A, the usage, and B, the parameters. A, to begin creating a metabox, you simply say add metabox and you pass in a set of parameters. These parameters include an ID, a title, a callback, a post type, the context, the priority, and the callback arguments. Now, I'm skimming over this as we will be talking about these in deep detail throughout the remainder of the course. But just to give you some idea, the ID of a metabox is how it's identified within the context of the WordPress dashboard. The title is what appears in the top of the WordPress metabox. The callback is the function that will render the view or render the HTML for the metabox. The post type allows us to add a meta box only to a certain type of post, such as a post, a page, or a custom post type. You can even add things to the dashboard or things like that. The context is where it should be shown. A context is such as somewhere along the right-hand side or along the post editor, things like that. And its priority is how high or how low it exists within the existing meta boxes. Finally, the callback arguments are exactly what you would expect in that these are arguments that are passed to the function that will be rendering your meta box. Now, don't worry about any of the source code in this page, as we're going to be taking a look at our own as we write our own plugin specifically for WordPress. And on top of that, we're also going to talk about things such as security, nonce values, and how to upload files safely from within the WordPress dashboard. So we're going to cover a lot of ground. It's not just about adding a simple meta box to give a nice display. We're going to build something that's fully functional. So with that said, although this is a short lesson, it should give you a survey of the MetaBox API, what MetaBoxes are, what's capable within the context of the MetaBox, and it should set the stage for the remainder of this course. So I can't wait to see you there when we begin planning the features for our next plugin.